So let's go into our Wuji Stance. Feet pointing more or less straight forward, but comfortably aligned with your body. Knees slightly bent. Feel all parts of your foot making contact with the floor. If you want, rock around a little bit, forward, back, side to side, until you feel like your feet have completely flattened to the floor. All parts of the foot touching except the arch. The knees are just soft and not a deep bend, but not locked out. Bring the hips just slightly forward so that the coccyx points straight down towards the ground. Give you a nice flat back. Feel like the top of the head is being lifted upward, elongating the spine. Tuck the chin in just a little bit. Breathing in and out through the nose. Let your arms drop down, your shoulders relax. Arms come slightly in front of you. You have a slight rounded shoulder. And as you breathe in through the nose, let the abdomen expand. So you're drawing the breath all the way down to what we call our lower Dantian, our lower energy center. There are 3 Dantians in traditional Chinese medicine: the lower, the middle, and the upper. So we want to draw that breath all the way down to the lower Dantian. We want to pause the breath. And then as we start the exhale, the abdomen contracts back towards the spine, pushing the breath up and out. And then we pause again before we start our inhale. Nice and easy, in and out through the nose. And as we breathe, notice the air coming in through the nose. Notice the quality of the air, the temperature. And feel it change as it enters your body and sinks deeper and deeper and deeper until it starts warming that lower Dantian area. Then on the exhale, feel that warm breath rising up through the body, exiting the nose. Feel your feet sinking into the ground. Feel that connection to the earth. Feel your energy flowing down the body, out the bottom of the feet, sending your roots all the way down to the center of the earth. And feel the earth rising up to meet you. Feel that sense of being attached to Mother Earth, being grounded. Just breathe nice and easy, nice long inhale. Pause with breath. Then a nice long exhale. And then pause. Let's do a little body breathing. We're going to first start with breathing with the kidneys. So go ahead and put your hands right over your kidneys. And as you breathe in, feel this whole area around your waist expand. This is called the belt meridian or the daimai. So as you breathe in, it expands. You pause, you breathe out, it contracts. Try and sense a warmth in your hands going into the kidneys. If it's easier, try to picture dark blue light coming out of your hands, filling the kidneys. Good. Now let your hands drop. And just picture white light all around you. And as you breathe in, every part of your body brings that white light into your body. Skin breathing. So every part of your exterior body just pulls that energy into the body. Allow yourself to kind of expand, inflate, if you will, as you breathe in, and then deflate as you breathe out. And step out to a little wider stance. Continue skin breathing for a moment. Now, these next couple of breaths, we're going to do bone breathing. So it means you're going to have to use more effort. You're going to have to kind of tighten your body to draw that energy all the way into the interior of the bones, all the way into the bone marrow. So as we breathe in, we kind of tighten up the body. And then we breathe out. We let everything just relax. Nice visualization on this is as you breathe in all that white light, lighting up all the bones, the skeletal system. And then as you breathe out, gray smoke comes out. If it feels constricted when you're breathing out through your nose, then breathe out through your mouth. Breathing out through your mouth allows the body to purge, get rid of energy that you no longer need or no longer serves you. Whereas breathing in and out through the nose tonifies, it builds the energy. So if you feel like when you're going to breathe out, it feels tight in the nose, blow out through the mouth instead. Just like that. A couple more. Good. We're going to open up the spinal cord, one of the major pathways for our energy to travel. So let's do our spine enlivening series. We'll start with a wide stance, knocking on the door of life. So let's first start with waterways. Just turn from the hips and the waist, nice and slow. Probably the hardest thing in Qigong is to slow it down. We're New Yorkers. We hurry to go everywhere and do everything. In Qigong, the slower you go, the better it works. And as your hands are moving through the air, see if you can sense any resistance. See if you can feel that Wei Qi, that energy field around you. Like running your fingers through water. There's just a very slight resistance here. The arms are kind of along for the ride. We're just turning from the hips and the waist. Let's pick up a little momentum. And really just kind of let the arms now strike the body. because of the momentum. Don't lift the arms at this point. We will get to that in a moment. For now, the arms are just kind of hanging off your shoulders, and it's the momentum of the body turning from side to side that causes it to strike your abdomen and the point directly behind. The point directly behind the lower Dantian is called the Ming Men point, or translation is the door of life. So hence this posture is called knocking on the door of life. We're stimulating the meridians, the energy pathways of the body. We're stimulating the organs, moving the energy through our bodies and in and around our bodies. Look over the shoulder, get a little further around each time. Try to feel each vertebra turning in place, starting from the bottom of your spine, working all the way up to the neck, one at a time turning. And we're going to move up to the front of the shoulders to stimulate the lung meridian. So bring one hand up and allow it to hitch just in front of the shoulder, or really just the outer part of the chest. Try to do it with an open fist so you get that kind of little extra vibration, then travels through the body, travels down the meridians. Where we're striking is the beginning of the lung meridian. Points are known as lung 1 and lung 2. Stimulating these is good for not only respiration, but the immune system. Now we're going to come up behind the neck, up over the shoulder, behind the neck, stimulating the gallbladder and triple warmer meridians. Clearer thinking, higher intuition, and again, helping with the immune system. And said in traditional Chinese medicine, blocked or stagnant triple warmer is one of the main causes of autoimmune issues. Let's come back down to the front of the shoulder. And back down to the abdomen. And slow it down back to water waves. And let it just slow down gradually until it stops. Good. Next, as part of the spine enlivening series, I like to do what's known as spinal cord breathing. So keeping that medium wide stance, you're going to lift the elbows more than the arms up over your shoulders. You're going to stick your butt out. The hips in this is really what really makes this exercise. So the hips go out and the butt goes back. You then lean and look up to the sky, and then pull the elbows down and feel the shoulder blades come down and together. Breathe out. You bring the elbows around. Forearms come together palms facing you. The hips move forward towards the elbows as you tuck your chin and you roll and curve your body the opposite way. So we take the pause here to get a little extra stretch, then we breathe in. Pause again for a little extra stretch, then breathe out. Spine moves in 6 directions. We did the first 2 with knocking on the door of life. We have 2 more front to back with spinal cord breathing. This one is a great one for people that have any kind of lower back issue, but especially sciatica. One of the important things to remember with Qigong is we're always working within our comfort zone. You should never do any of these movements to the point where you feel any discomfort, certainly not any pain. Limit the motion. If you can't even do the motion, just visualize doing the motion. You'd be surprised how even just visualizing yourself doing it will produce results. In Qigong, we call this the 70% rule. We want to figure what our maximum is at the time, and then back off to at least 70%. If you have some kind of chronic or acute issue, you may even want to back off to 30 or 40%. One more time. Good. Bring your hands to just in front of your hips. Go to a nice wide stance. All you're going to do is you're going to shift your weight to the side. Actually, let's do dog wags tail. Let your arms just hang. And just move side to side, nice and easy. Let the head relax so it moves side to side. The arms are just hanging. You're just kind of snaking the spine from side to side. We're not moving forward and back at all. It's all side to side. And the nice thing with dog wags the tail is just like a dog, different speeds. So you want to vary the speed. So you can imagine the dog's happy, you speed it up. And then he's bored, but he's still happy. He slows way down. And just kind of vary it from time to time, see what feels good. Couple more. And slow it down. Good. Classic Qigong move. Buddha holds up the earth. Try to feel the energy at the bottom of your feet. As you breathe in, you're going to draw that energy up your legs. Your arms can start to come up. Hands, palm up, fingers facing each other. And as you breathe in, they float up till they get to about your neck. Then they turn over, come above your head, fingers pointing at each other, hands nice and flat as you push upward. Then roll them back down. So we breathe in, lifting the energy up the body, sending it out into the universe. Then in the pause, we gather energy from the universe and bring it down the body, sending it down into the earth. Breathe in, pause, breathe out. Try to feel the energy. Perhaps try to visualize the energy. Whatever seems to work. Try to use as little effort as possible to go through this posture and all postures. One more time. We breathe in, pause, breathe out. Let your your left hand come up. I'll mirror you. Turn your right hand, palm down, fingers towards the center. Left hand comes up in front of your face, and two hands push apart. Then you turn, pinkies facing the body, back of the hands cross, and then we switch. Connecting heaven and earth. Breathe out as you push apart. Breathe in as the back of the hands cross, and then pause, and then breathe out. You can go up and down a little bit on the knees. As you go to the center point, I drop down a little bit. As I separate, I rise up a little bit. One more time each side. Connecting to the earth, to the universe, bringing that energy into the body, taking the energy that no longer serves and sending it out to the earth and the universe. And then bringing fresh energy into the body, just let that hand come all the way down. Let's do bringing down the heavens. So the arms open up to the sides, palms up. As you breathe in, gather the energy in your palms. Feel the weight of the energy in your palms. Pause, breathe out as you push that energy down through the top of your head, known as the Bai Hui point, down the torso, down the legs, out the bottom of the feet into the earth. Twice more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Let's do a little cloud walking. So all you're going to do to start is just keep your hands down. Just lift one leg, come up, and then put it back down. Nice and easy. Switch to the opposite side. Lift the knee as high as comfortably. Try to stand nice and tall and straight. So we're not bending over as we're lifting the knees. We're staying up nice and tall. Doing it nice and slow. Do it with the breath. Breathe in as we come up. And then breathe out as you go down. That'll slow you down. Now we can add another element to this. As you come up, point your toe to the earth. And then bring it back down. One more time. Good. Now keep going, but this time, as your knee comes up, let the opposite hand come up and then down. Cloud walking. We settle our feet down nice and easy, just as if we were trying to walk on a big puffy cloud. A couple more. It's easier in terms of if you have any trouble with balance, find a focal point about 12 feet away from you or on the wall. And as you're doing this, focus on that point, and that actually will help maintain the balance. Anytime we shift our weight like this, we're training ourselves to be better in terms of keeping our balance. The latest blog post that I put up talks about a method where basically they're keeping you off balance just a little bit to build your balance. So this kind of does both. Last one, come up, come down. Bring the hands, palms facing you, cross over behind each other. The wrists cross, come up over the head and push apart. Drop down, breathe in as you come up, breathe out as you go across. Separating clouds. Generally, when we talk about clouds in Qigong, we're really talking about our mind and trying to clear away the cloudiness in the head, the fogginess, if you will. So we're breathing in fresh energy, and then we're taking energy that no longer serves us and sending it back down to the earth to be recycled. Feel that refreshing the brain, allowing for clearer thinking. One more time. Good. And let's do a version of separating the clouds. We're going to bring our hands up, go in front and separate, bring them around. Actually, this is Great Bear swims in the ocean. So our palms are up as we come out. They rotate to palms down as you come down round. We use our hips to help us move our arms so we don't have to put any effort into moving the arms. So the hips go back as the arms go forward. Hips come forward as the arms come back to the body. Now, another version of separating the clouds that I really like. Finish this one more time. Bring your hands down. Let your hands palms down, palms up. Come up to a little higher than waist height. Bring the hands in so the pinkies touch. Scoop the energy in with the two hands into the body. Take what you no longer serves, send it out to the universe and down into the ground. So we breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out all the way down. One more time. Good. Let your left hand come across the body and just let it float all the way up and around. Palm stays towards the surface of the earth the entire time. Nice wide stance here. The arm doesn't move much. It's all by transfer of the weight from leg to leg. So notice as I shift over, my arm automatically shifts over with me. As your hand moves along the bottom, see if you can feel like the surface of water, and then the hand just kind of drifts up, drifts back down, and then goes across the water again. Don't bring the hand up too high. There's a tendency to bring the hand way up here, and you can feel that then changes the whole dynamic in the shoulder. We want the energy to flow nice and smoothly. So we're hardly even using our muscles here. One more time. We're going to come up and around. We're going to cross the body, and now the other hand comes out. Do whatever feels comfortable in terms of breathing. I find I breathe in as I go up, I pause, and I breathe out as I go down. And I pause at the bottom until I start over again. One more time. Come back to the middle. Bring both hands, palm down. Push the hands along the surface of the water, and then bring them in. Let your hips float back as your hands move forward. Palms up. As your hips come forward, your hands come back. Similar to Great Bear swims in the ocean, but here we're running our hands along the surface of the water or the surface of the energy. We're forming ripples. We're feeling that energy going out, and then we're gathering that energy and bringing it into the body. So we're taking what energy no longer serves, sending it out, gather fresh energy, bring it in. Pebble in the pond is what this posture is called. One more time around. Bring the hands together. Just give them a nice rub. Go to a nice wide stance. Palm to palm. For now, just turn so that you're moving your hands side to side on each other. Key here is we're warming the area of the palm. It's called the Lao Gong point, where a lot of the energy comes out. It's like a mini chakra. So now we'll combine this with a movement. So as the elbow comes up, shift your weight to that side and look to the opposite side. Then come back to the center and shift to the opposite. So we go back and forth, shifting the weight, sliding the palms together, looking opposite the side of the elbow that's up. Breathe out as you go to the side, breathe in back to center, breathe out as you go to the side again. One more time each side. Come back to center. Bring your stance in just a bit. Let your hands just come apart about 6 inches or so. And just imagine you're holding a little ball here. And this ball inflates and deflates. So as we breathe in, the ball will inflate a little bit, just 3-4 inches. As we breathe out, it comes back to the original starting point. See if you can start to feel resistance between the palms. See if you can feel resistance to the movement of the hands. So as the hands go apart, it's like pulling taffy. As the hands start to move towards each other, it's like pushing an inflated balloon and trying to force some air out of it. Nice and slow. Keep the ball nice and small. People have a tendency to, when they breathe in, go way out here. No reason to do that. Keep it small. Keep the energy concentrated between the palms. Hopefully you're starting to feel that energy. Breathing in and out one more time. And then just hold on to that ball. See if you can feel it. Let it roll it around a little bit in your hand. See if you can, as you're turning it on its side, the weight of the ball changes so that the palm that's up is holding most of the weight of the ball. Just turn it over, back and forth. Good. One more time. Now finish so that your left arm is on top. I'll mirror you. Your left arm is on top, so your left elbow is the one that's on top. We're going to turn from the waist to the left, to as far as comfortable and as far as we can go. We're not forcing it. We're just turning to the point where it's comfortable. We're then going to roll the ball over. And now the right elbow is on top, so we're going to turn to the right. When we get to the end, we roll the ball over and go back. Try to make it nice and fluid, maintaining control of that chi ball, that ball of energy in your hands the entire time. This is called dragon plays with a chi ball, or I like to think of it as more of the kind of energetic form of cloud hands, which we'll do next. Nice and slow. Don't even worry about the breath on this one. Or try to just move as slowly as you can comfortably, maintaining control of that ball of energy. One more time. Come back to the center with your left arm on top. Good. Now let's do the more traditional form of cloud hands, which is also very well known in Tai Chi. So the big difference here is in Tai Chi, it's a block and a strike. With Qigong, we're concerned much more about the energy. This is not a martial art. This is medical Qigong. So with your right hand, turn so the palm is facing the body just below your belly button. That's where your lower Dantian is. Your upper hand pointed at your heart. Your arms are nice and rounded. And see if you can picture a light, red light coming out of the upper hand, white light coming out of the lower hand, and that light is penetrating and going into the Dantians. So feel that middle Dantian, that heart center, filling with the red light, feel that warmth, feel that connection to the palm. With the lower hand, that white light going into the lower Dantian, warming the abdomen. And just hold that for a moment, see if you can sense that. Now, instead of light, if you want, imagine it's like a cord. Either way, we're going to follow the upper elbow. So in this case, we're going to the left, just like we did before, as far as comfortable without turning the knees. So it's all out of the waist. Now we're going to basically let that energy break for a moment. The lower hand drifts up, the upper hand drifts down to where they switch places. Reconnect. Feel the energy now connecting to the opposite hands, to the upper, to the middle and lower Dantian, and then move across. When you get to the end, switch, connect up again and back. Nice and slow and relaxed. Try not to make it robotic. Try to just kind of let it be nice and smooth and flowy. Now, as you come across, stare at the upper palm. When that palm drops down, stare at the horizon until that lower palm comes up into the upper position, then stare at that palm all the way across. Then as that one drops, I look at the horizon, and now I look again at the upper palm. So you change your perspective. Now, keeping in mind the energy coming out of the palms and connecting to your Dantians, picture your hands are just like clouds, slowly drifting across the sky, moving with the breezes, just floating. One more time. And come back to the center. Doesn't matter which hand is up on top. And just hold that stance for a moment. Feel that energetic connection. And bring your feet almost together, whatever's comfortable in terms of a stance. Bringing down the heavens again. So we let the arms drop, palms up, breathe in. Gathering the energy, feeling the weight of the energy in our palms. Pause, then breathe out, pushing the energy down through the top of the head, down the torso, down the legs into the ground. Gathering fresh energy. And sending energy we no longer need, no longer serves us, down to the ground to be recycled. One more time. Good. Place your right hand palm up just below the lower Dantian. Left hand scoops out, thumb and first finger separate. So we gather the energy. Then the thumb faces the center line of your body. As you breathe out, it comes all the way down. Gets to the bottom, we switch. So we breathe in. We breathe out. And that space between the thumb and the first finger is called the tiger's mouth. The idea here is to try and feel the energy coming out of the tiger's mouth, coming out of that gap, interacting with the central line of your body. You can close your eyes and see if you can sense where your hand is as it moves down through the body by just the energy coming out of that point and interacting with the energy of your center line. Now in this next one, gather the energy and stop in front of your forehead. This is where the upper Dantian is. Houses what we call wisdom chi. Imagine gold light coming out of the tiger's mouth, going into the upper Dantian, into your skull, into your third eye. And as it goes in, it's removing any darkness, any energetic stagnation or blockages, clearing negative thoughts, filling your head with a beautiful, loving gold light. And now drop that hand down to the middle Dantian, the heart center, place that houses love chi. Red light coming out of the tiger's mouth, filling the heart, the chest, the middle Dantian with that warm, loving light, dispelling negative emotions, removing any darkness, energetic stagnation, or blockages. Let it drop down to the lower Dantian. We switch. Bring fresh energy in, more energy into the upper Dantian until that energy is overflowing and completely surrounding your head all the way down, neck and shoulders. And dropping down to the middle Dantian, adding to what we placed there in the last pass, to the point where it expands beyond the physical body. Interacting with the energy of the upper Dantian, expanding outward and around. as we drop down to the lower Dantian, one hand over the other, one palm over the other, either holding at the wrist or interlacing at the thumbs. Doesn't matter which hand's at the top. White light going into the lower Dantian, dispelling any fears, any darkness, any stagnation. Filling up that whole area with that warm, loving light as it spirals down your legs and up your torso, mixing with the energies of the middle and the upper Dantians, until your entire body is aglow with energy. And allow that energy now to expand beyond your physical body. Allow yourself to float weightlessly inside this protective cocoon. And become aware of what it feels like to be safe, to be healthy, to be at peace. Take a deep breath in and gather those feelings and take them with you for the rest of the day.